This is the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. It's iconic for fall, and it also cost me almost $7 for one of these. So this creator says he can show you how to make your own PSL for just $1.60 per serving. So let's save some money and use his discount. We're gonna start by making a simple syrup where I'm just gonna dissolve 1 cup of sugar in 1 cup of water. Once the sugar has dissolved, we're gonna cut the heat and add in a whole can of condensed milk. I didn't know, but condensed milk is actually kind of expensive. This whole can is like $4, followed by some real pumpkin puree. I once heard a rumor that Starbucks didn't use real pumpkin. Any barista could confirm or deny that for me. Pour this in, followed by pumpkin pie spice and a little bit of salt. Now let's just mix it up. Ooh. Chunky. Stand back. Which is probably why he whips out his hand blender and then passes it through a strainer. And it's looking pretty good. I would even say there's a pretty close color match. And now to make his coffee, he uses this contraption. I guess it's an Italian espresso maker, and I'm excited to try this. So he starts by filling water into this bottom chamber. I hope that's enough. And then into this funnel coffee filter chamber, he adds in his freshly ground espresso. Pour mine in. I don't know if this is an important step or not, but then he takes his fork and then he aerates it or something. Let's seal it up. And I'm gonna place this on the stove, heat it up until it starts to percolate and spit out our coffee. Well, that escalated quickly. And now we assemble our iced PSL. Except somebody said, I'm a former barista at Starbucks, and we put syrup in the cup first and then the espresso. The heat from the coffee helps the syrup mix into the drink. Well, I'm gonna do what the barista says, even though he poured in his espresso first. He calls for 4 tablespoons of the pumpkin syrup, our espresso so it mixes, pour in our milk of choice, and then I'll top it off with some whipped cream and pumpkin pie spice. And that most definitely looks like fall in a cup. Let's try Starbucks. Right off the bat, I already feel like the syrup is very mixed in with the coffee. There was no separation as far as I could tell versus TikTok's. That's so cozy. It has that classic PSL taste, and I could almost swear I taste fresh pumpkins in there, but we definitely know this one does. So let's try TikTok's. I have to stir it up though, because it's still sitting at the bottom. That is a lot sweeter than that one, believe it or not. That was so sweet. I think it's the combination of the simple syrup and the condensed milk. We probably could have just mixed condensed milk and the pumpkin puree with the spices and been good, but this was just so sweet for me. So I'm gonna have to give this one to the OG. The classic PSL wins this round, but his recipe gets 7 out of 10.